Self care is not intuitive. In fact, it goes against many of the things that we have learned about ourselves, things we were raised to believe about work and ourselves in the world. I'm here to change that. I'm here to change the narrative and blow up the self care box. I'm your host, Desiree Rue, licensed clinical social worker, self care strategist, freelance writer, a lover, and a fighter. And I'm Self Cares AF. And this is Self Cares AF, the podcast. You ask me, and I answer the questions that get you out of the box and into the life that lights you up from the inside out. Hello there. How are you? Listen, we are starting our time together with me in the most silliest, tired mood I've been in since we've been together. This is Desiree, and we are talking about self care. We are disrupting those traditional ideas, and we are bringing our own thoughts and our own lived experiences and our own wants and needs to the conversation together. I am 127.589% tired and sleepy today. Have you ever just like been on some energy basically based off of you just being exhausted? I'm tired today. I really want a nap, but I have about 3 or 4, no, not 3. I'm embellishing, which I can do that sometimes. But I have about 2 more things to do after my time with you today. And so I'm really really wishing that I could just go home and get back in the bed. Listen, do you make your bed? I do not make my bed. When I was a young girl, my mother did not force me to make my bed. And my thing is, listen, I'm going to get back into it anyway. No need to make it up. I'm happy to get back into the bed as is, as I left it, just as it is. We have a love relationship and we just take each other, the way we come. So I know, right? You're probably one of those people that either is like me either or like, "Oh my god, I have to make my bed. I have to." Listen, I celebrate that with you too. I wish I was more like you, but it's okay that I'm not. So, yeah, like what's going on? How are you today? I hope that you've had like a really great weekend. I hope that you have something good in store for yourself this week. What you got going on? Let me know. Like, what can I celebrate with you? Because I really want to celebrate your wins, the big ones and the small ones. So let me know. Hit me up. Um, Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Feel free to reach out to me directly. I really, really want to celebrate with you because I believe that you deserve celebration for all the big and small things that you do. And if you are like me in this very moment, really working off of some exhaustive energy, hey, power to the people. Okay. Power to the people. Why am I so tired? Well, I'll tell you. Um, since we're asking and answering questions here, I stayed up really, really late. I was binge watching. It wasn't Netflix. I was actually on Prime Video watching Catherine Medici. I'm probably saying her name wrong. But just the whole drama, I couldn't stop watching it. And it was about 3 o'clock when I went to bed. Now, I will let you know that I've been traveling. So my clock is a little off because I was on the East Coast. But even still, so my body is not real sure where we are in the moment. But I was just awake. Oh, and I had coffee yesterday, late. Yeah, I had a nice coffee because I signed myself up to join the Starbucks Facebook group for recipes. Okay, is that just me? Am I the only one just doing that? Okay, well, if not, thank you for allowing me to join the club. If I am, listen, I'm telling you, don't join it because you'll be at Starbucks trying to mix and create all kind of concoctions that will have you up late at night watching and binging shows. So, um, my day has just been full as it always is of really, really good things. But a sister is tired. So I wanted to share with you a little story time. We've never done a story time, but I'm gonna give you one. Well, I'm always telling you a story, huh? And I want to answer a question that I get asked so often. What do you do for your own self care? Normally, when I tell people that I'm tired or that oh, I just want some rest, they go, "Oh, okay. Well, what do you do for self care?" And I love that question because one of my answers is basically self care is my lifestyle. So I don't necessarily do one thing for self care. I'm always very intentional about myself. But I did recently do something that I would consider, and I do consider to be self care. And I want to share that with you because there were a few lessons that I took from it that I wanted to share with you. So here's what happened. I am a part of like too many things. I have my own business. I do this podcast. I teach courses around self-care. I coach, people that I'm coaching around sustainable self-care. And I also serve in my community. I serve on boards and commissions. 3 to be exact. And so all of that makes up my work day and work week and my life, right? I'm doing all the things that I love. And recently I joined a new committee for an organization that I belong to, but I've joined a new committee, one in which I've never worked on before. And we had a meeting a few weeks ago, and at the end of that meeting, we all lined up tasks. Okay, Desiree, this is what I want you to do, such and such. This is what you're going to do. We had a time frame to do it, and that's how we ended the call. Well, okay, Desiree's on it. Desiree is on it. One of my strengths is in execution. I am the person that wants to get it done. Don't call me for the brainstorming. Are you like that? Like, I don't like the brainstorm part. Just tell me what we're doing, when we need it, and I'm here to help get it done. There is a place for brainstormers. I'm just not good at that. So I like to stick with the things I'm good at. So I'm attacking my assignment. I get it done. I make all the communications, and then we get an email. hmm You know what I'm getting ready to say. We get that email that's kind of, here's my emergency. Can you help with this? And I looked at it and I went, I cannot. I'm ending my day today at 5 o'clock. And if I were to say yes to this would mean that I would have to do this, in the evening. And I've already created the boundary of having an end of workday. And so I replied, unfortunately, I am unable to assist with this task. My workday ends at 5 p.m. I hope that someone else is able to help. Thank you. Have a great evening, Desiree. And that's how I signed it. And I said what I said. No, because could I have done it? Absolutely. But I have a boundary. So when you ask me, Desiree, what do you do for self care? One of the things I absolutely do is I keep my promises and my boundaries to myself, right? And this is a new committee. So there could have been that, what? What do you mean you can't help? We all have things to do. You couldn't do this at night? Now, no one asked me that. And you know how you have those conversations in your head because you think you know what people are thinking when you are saying something like that? You don't really know. But of course, we go to that, right? So I was, whatever. I said what I said. 5 o'clock came. Logged off of the computer. I had my evening because I'm really working on creating my own evening routines. I have a great morning routine, but I'm still working on a really good evening one. As you can see, drinking coffee and staying up late at night, I need a routine apparently. Apparently I need one. So, I said no, I wasn't able to help. However, here are the, tasks that I was assigned. Here it is. I'm completed because I had blocked out time in my schedule to do the task that I was assigned by the deadline date, by the deadline time. And the person responded, "Oh, okay, no problem, but it's not due today. Could you have it done by Wednesday?" What? Huh? I said no. And thus I started thinking, there is a lesson in this. And the lesson isn't just about me holding on to my boundaries. The lesson is in people's responses to when you are holding on to your boundaries. How many times have you told someone no? Really nice voice, no. And yet they would stand and then their very next breath ask you for that same thing again, as if they had not heard you say no the first time. The problem is not in this situation, it's not in the fact that you said no. The problem is that the person didn't take your no for your final answer. People will enact selfishness and try to gaslight you to believe that you're the one in the wrong for your no. So I got the email response to my no, which was, "Oh, okay, no problem. But can you do it? I don't need it today. I need it by Wednesday." And so it was after 5 o'clock when it came. So I was done for the day and did not respond. But I saw it, but I wasn't responding because I had already created that boundary for myself. And it came on a Friday night. So, yeah, no. I'm, not doing any of this work over the weekend. I plan to do other things, and this was never on my schedule. I had already blocked out the time to do my task. So, I didn't respond. And I didn't respond until Monday. And on Monday, my response was, "Hey, just getting to this email. I hope you were able to find someone to assist. Unfortunately, I am not able to help with this assignment, even though it is due on Wednesday, because I don't have time." And that's just the truth. Like my work day is very much packed with meetings and creative work and the things that I have to do to run my business, right? If you are a business owner or if you do anything in business, you know the customer facing things is just one part of the business. So there are plenty of things to do. And so I have a schedule in which I have blocked times for different tasks, and I'm really trying very hard to keep to those. And again, there was a part of me, because this is a new committee. So, the people don't really know me well. That kind of was like, I don't really want to show up like, I'm not a team player. But I had to correct myself in saying that sometimes the team has to understand the plays, right? I completed the task that I agreed to during the timeline I agreed to do it. I am not the only person on this committee. And thus, I'm within my total right to say no. And so, again, the lesson is that people will sometimes not take your no for the answer. But it does not mean that your no is not of any value. What it means is that the person you are talking to is selfish AF, okay? Because a no is a no. A no is a no everywhere. Salespeople, you know, they're trained to push us past our surface answers. But even in that situation, you still get an opportunity to be like, "I said no." And you haven't noticed that sometimes you have to say it, you say no. No. I said no. Like, you have to they don't get you until you, like, yelling and all above your language and all above your regular tone, then they don't get it until then. And sometimes we've even learned that we have to start the conversation there. We have to start off really aggressive because either we have a hard time saying no, so we feel like if we say it really aggressive from the beginning, it will make people run away earlier and not continue to push, or we've just learned that people don't listen to us until we yell. And that's true sometimes. Sometimes people just do not respond with urgency until, you take it up a notch. But it's important for you to understand when and how you need to use your no's, but the no all day. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought that was so interesting that I said no, I did what I was asked to do, and even though I said no, the person did not respect my boundaries, didn't say, "Oh, I totally understand. Sounds good. Have a great weekend. We'll work this out. We'll get it done." I may have felt a little more respected in that, and I'm not gonna gaslight myself to believe that any other response was just, "Oh, they didn't," I'm sure that person respects you. I'm sure they did, but they didn't respect my no, because if they had have respected it, they would have accepted it. So if you are in conversation, in relationships with people who are not taking your no for the final answer and then trying to make you feel bad about it, you are being gaslit. You are being made to believe that your feelings is something wrong with them, and it's not. Your no is your no. Can be your no all day. So I believe in excellence in work. I am 100% a team player, but the most important uh, person on my team is me. I am my own MVP. Okay. So I am no is the no, 5 o'clock on a Friday. Done. What were you doing, Desiree, after 5 o'clock? Nothing. Watching TV, feet up, thinking about my accomplishments for the week, visualizing the next week, just being, because I could be. And you can too. So I wanted to share that story because, again, people ask me all the time, what do you do for your own self care? And when it comes to activities, self care is my lifestyle. I'm always going to eat. I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna love myself according to my love languages. However, my boundaries are definitely something that I do, and I put it in that self-care box because I do that for me always. And you can too. So I hope that, you know, really start looking at these conversations you're having. And if these people aren't taking your no for the final answer, tell them to listen to this podcast because apparently they're not evolved. And we need to get you around some evolved people. So that's my story time. I do hope that tonight I actually go to bed on time because I'm so sleepy. We'll see. Jury's still out. There'll be something on TV I want to watch, or something that would draw me in. So listen, if that's ever happened to you, please help me. Send me some tricks to keep the TV off, and go to bed at night. I'm really working on that evening routine. Share with me your evening routine. What do you do? How do you, in your day, literally, like in the day, to get yourself in a place of rest to go to bed. I do it. I have things to do, but I don't do it consistently. Sometimes I just fall into, just being up too late or allowing my brain though oftentimes I will journal at night to sort of relieve some of the thoughts that I have in my brain to do a little brain dumping. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. So again, working on that consistency is important. So share with me your tricks. Rub a little bit of that off on me because I absolutely need it. But I hope that this has been a little helpful for you today. And listen, if they don't take your no for a final answer, just walk off. Just walk off. Keep your own boundaries and ensure that you are always being true to you. Okay? Sounds good? Perfect. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you being here. I hope that today's episode has sparked an idea or challenged a long held belief or just moved the needle a little closer to what you want. Let's stay connected. Visit my website, sign up for my newsletter, hit me up on Instagram at Desi Eats and Travels, and tag me when you are being self-care AF. I appreciate your time. Comment on this episode. You know your thoughts are important in these podcast streets. So like, comment, give me your feedback, and I will see you here again next week.